50 Cent was the first one that I got wrong. It's not that I got it wrong, it's that I couldn't see it. And I said, because I work with people from inside the industry, or I did. Now I'm just on my own. So I learned everything that there is to know. And I said, I can't see it. If I can't see it, they can't see it. And then they taught me about the brow implant, that fucking obvious brow bone. Everybody tag 50 Cent in this video and let him know the jig is up. We see the scars from your breast implant reduction scars. We see the breast tissue. I know some of you might have this problem, but do you have 99.9% of the other trans markers? The very short arms are what's going to do it for me, aside from the brow bone. Obvious implant above the eyebrow that's not there, and it's not there, and that's just girly mannerisms. And then bam, we just got it. And they probably messed my mouth up. Just keep watching the video. So that's going to be 12 black royal families, identities stolen, turned into white chicks. Don't look at my hair. This is not a beauty competition. I told you. The Illuminati. 13 royal black families. I just found something so interesting. I don't know who this is, and it's actually my day off, but I'm going to run some older footage today. This is a female. By all professional skull reading that I have, I think that this is a female. And then look at this next clip, understanding these two people are inverted.
True that to get to a certain level in Hollywood, these famous people have to sacrifice their firstborn child. Is that a crazy thing to say?
I've heard, okay, let me just say for the record, I don't know any of this to be, like I can't prove what I'm about to say. If you ask me what I can prove, I can't prove this. Mm-hmm. But if you ask me what I believe,
yeah,
I believe that there is a club, and I do believe that there are certain people that to attain certain stature or certain level of influence or power, fame, whatever, you're required to either sacrifice a blood sacrifice, whether it be a mom or a relative or whatever, or transition one of your kids, because it's all worshiping their God, their false God.
So what are the signs that you see that make you think that that's true?
How many, what do you mean? Just go Google your stars and see how many of them lost a parent or how many of them lost a kid, to die in accidents or died during a certain period of time in their life. Go see how many stars have transgender kids. Who do you think's pushing that? Where do you think that comes from? That is Baphomet. That is satanic.
It's dark.
It's evil.
It's very dark.
Shout out to Mass Manipulations. Mr. Good Luck. As far as I can tell, that's a transgender boy, and that's the female. Look how short the digits are. Look how short their arms are. The entire world is inverted. So if you're seeing this on TikTok, I'll insert another clip for Instagram. Sorry, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm tired. Today's my day off. Love you. I'm just gonna keep going. This is a male skull, and this is a female skull. Okay, so the female skull is gonna go in at the temples. It's gonna go up to a sharper point at the top. So like Jelly Roll, I'll show you. Hold on. You can see it best on Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's the female, and that's the male. Male skull is wide like Beyonce. Or like here, Charlize Theron is the male. Look at the male neck, the male clavicle. This is, are you guys getting like fucking sick to your stomach? I can't even, it's nauseating me understanding what's going on. Like 50 Cent, the obvious fucking breast tissue scars right here. You see the scars? Those are breasts, okay? That's not a fucking male. That is a male, that's a female to male. If they mess my mouth up, just keep watching the video. It's organized harassment. They're going to do that. Some of you might have some of these things, but do you have 99.9% trans markers? Would you like me to go over your body and let you know if you're transgender or not? I think you would know all the treatments that you have to take. The obvious girl mannerisms to me stick right out. That's a girl. That's just the way I sit. The arms are very short. There is no brow bone there. And then we have the obvious brow implant in his head. You can't miss that shit, okay? I'm not going to keep kindergarten pictorial picturing for you. That's a female, eyes close together. What I can't quite figure out about Janet Jackson is that Michael, because the eyebrows are going to stop, in the same location as Michael's. So if Janet was actually a male, Janet's eyebrows would go out to here. You see, so is she not inverted? This is a female and the eyebrows stop in here. So male eyebrows are going to go out there. I haven't said that this is the same person or not. I can't tell you. I wasn't there. I don't know. But the world is a fucking lie. Pulling out your own pregnancy pictures will help you identify that this is a man. That's not the location of a female stomach by any stretch of the imagination. That is a male transgendered into a female. Shout out to Baylor University for creating the world that we live in. So basically, Transgender Nation is going to obtain a baby through IVF. And that's how that's going to work. So they're going to, it said that 50 Cent sold her uterus to this program. Get rich or die trying. 50 Cent is going to be G Unit, GG for God in geometry. And then the triangle is going to be 50, and that's going to stand for all that fucking dumbass shit. So, I mean, you guys have been asleep through a lot of stuff. I don't know what to tell you. This is definitely the world that we live in. So, maybe if you guys see some of the markers, it will help you guys identify. So, the chin pulling here is going to be, I mean, everybody's chin might pull. But do you have 99.9% transgender markers? So, here I can see the hairline has been moved. The eyebrows obviously just have been filled in. You know, the obvious Botox. We've shaved the eyebrows bone down quite a bit. Obvious rhinoplasty, cheek injections, you know, several different chin implants it looks like we're going through. They've even adjusted her gum line to make her just look more feminine. But that brow bone sticking out is always going to be very obvious. And the gums are a dead giveaway that that was a transgendered boy. So basically, if you guys are still concerned that these aren't men, I don't like this color of light, so I'm going to fuck my whole video up and change it. So if you're still concerned, I mean, most of the world knows that these are all men. So, you know, I don't know what the point was. I can't help you all the way through, but so that every single one of these is a man. There's not one female in this picture. Not one. Okay, not one. So this has been going on, you know, since the beginning of time. Literally, it's all of Hollywood. So this is the female and this is the male. So for me, it's very instant. I don't know who that is. That looks like Ellen DeGeneres, and I mean there's not that many of them. You're watching the Game of Thrones. It's like that fucking house where everybody looks the same. It's like you're seeing all these clones, and you think there's so many people, but there's not that many people because it's all just one person. You know, a 7th grader has put together that they're all related. All the presidents this summer, she put together that all the presidents are related. If she, except for one, if she went down the correct genealogy, understanding that they are all in the wrong gender, she might be able to identify that they are all related. So, see how these eyebrow hairs are going to stop all the way out here. If your hair stops out there, I mean, 99% of women's eyebrows stop in here. We microbladed out to there. These are transgender boys. That's, to me, looks just like a man now. I don't know if you guys can see it very obviously, but that's very much so a man. So they're going to buy back your phone in a crackhead situation at Walmart. I hope you guys can see me and you're paying attention. Please drop the ATM logo emoji in the comments at this moment. I want to see 300 ATM. You know, you type out ATM and then a little emoji will pop up. So please drop that in the comments for saying that I understand how Transgender Nation happened. They're able to make anybody famous. Mark Rowan will buy back your phone in a crackhead situation at Walmart, give you a little cash. A lot of dope dealers are going to get in trouble in this way because, you know, they're literally going to take, Mark Rowan runs Treasury, okay, so they're going to take it back to Donald Trump. Let's just say that that was a real person and not an actor. Everything you're watching is a movie, including my show. So if you don't fully understand that, then they can drive up statistics for ugly Louis Vuitton bags. If you feel that your business was affected by this, would you guys like for me to do some personal shopping for you? Anybody out there want to do some advertising? I'm looking for lakefront property to rent, to make content out all day. I will also run your social media platforms for you. I want to pay to live there. I'm not looking for anything for free. I would like to come rent from you, knowing that I am a felon, you know, is important. I don't know why the fuck that matters, but it is a federal felon, which, by the way, now is a good time as any to tell you that a federal felon, if you're out here struggling and you only have a federal felony, that does not show up on a basic background check. That's not to say that they can't find it. That's to say that a basic background check is not going to show that. So if anybody would like, I clock about 100 million views just on Instagram. I don't look at my other stuff, but I'm doing millions and millions of views on all platforms. So You know, I'm very much so, if you're running a business and you feel like it's been affected by fucking Transgender Island, I can definitely help you get that out of the gutter. I'm about to show you the biggest TikTok scandal in the world. This is one of my platforms. This is on FedMindy M. I just changed my picture. Hold on. And this is another one. So make sure you're on Instagram, because if you are missing things on TikTok, it's because I have so many TikTok accounts. I make new accounts every day. So basically what you were seeing there was the phones are bought back. Now they're able to drive up statistics and make you think that these are women, okay? Their favorite thing to do is put this little bead right there. Go look at your husband. That's an implant. Those are breasts. Shout out to the homie Lloyd. You guys should be following that account down there. It seems like we live, this is at the Wynn in Las Vegas, I believe, and it just seems like we live in Transgender Island. If you're looking to better your skin in a cheaper way, it seems like they don't time travel. That it seems like the United States is where they just fuck us all. Okay, so this is what I used to order, because you can microneedle your own face and order this whole machine and like spend $300 when it's $700 to do it in the United States to have it done to you. It's the exact same. It's like a tattoo gun. Okay, I'm gonna run this. I'm quite certain that this is a video game, that we live inside of a video game, and it's the Truman Show. The watch list has fucking cameras in every single house. I don't care. I mean, if it puts out sound, it takes in sound. You're being watched 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is a fucking movie. They need some more earth over there. We'll just we'll dig them some more earth. You live in a fucking dome in your sector of the Hunger Games. And I'm not fucking playing with you. This is a woman. I mean, born a woman. And she's a beautiful woman. And they don't like it when I tell you the elite gender inversion program like this, because it's so easy to understand that Bruce Jenner is not telling you that he identifies as a woman. Bruce Jenner is telling you that he is a woman and that he wants out of the matrix. And I believe that that's why he used a C for his name as Caitlyn instead of getting on board with the KKK trend, which is actually against the Native Americans, the original human race. I'm not sure if you're aware that the word nigga means human race. So Baylor University, shout out to everybody still programming children for being on board with the fact that Transgender Nation is going to happen through IVF. Everything that you guys think are the Jews is actually the Jesuits. And everything that you think is actually the 9/11 fucks is actually the Vatican. This is a movie, okay? So I literally believe that if you were born with a certain blood type, they are watching your every single move. It is said that the elite literally have popcorn out, watching people when they get arrested, placing bets on, are they going to make it through this tonight? And this is real fucking shit, okay? It's like everything that you thought was just so far-fetched is not far-fetched. It's that they're not reptilians in the Wet House. I don't know where that came from. They are not reptilians in the White House. They are botulism, snake venom, fucking shot out to the floor with Botox, dementia, Alzheimer's. Okay, does that make a lot more sense? That's why they fucking look like that. And then they're also in the wrong gender. So all you people out here with the fucking hand videos of how they are shapeshifters, no, they're transgendered male to females with very long digits. This is the world that we live in. If you would like my opinion on how did this happen, I'm beginning to think that this has been the way it's always been since the beginning of time. The 144,000 fallen angels is a fucking bullshit lie. They love the number 9, okay? So that's too convenient. That's going to equal 9. The Titanic, if you guys could start here with me, that the Titanic had a sister ship called the Olympic White Star Line, cruise ships or whatever. They had a sister ship that looked identical to the Titanic called the Olympic, and then one of their sister ships wrecked into it in the highway shippery ocean, They were driving and another white, it would be like if you owned fucking Randy Reed Pontiac Kerno and then you were broke. And so you just had Randy Reed driving down the road with you and he crashed one of his Pontiacs into the other fucking Firebird while they were driving to collect insurance money or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then the reasonable people said, no, you're not going to just crash into each other and then try to turn it in for insurance and collect money on a ship that you... Does this sound familiar? You know? So you're not going to do that today, not to us. And then they didn't want the Federal Reserve. So it's kind of like, did the transgender nation lure the reasonable people onto, or were the transgenders on the Titanic as well? I noticed that they are all servants. Transgender nation seems to have been the servants. I don't know. Maybe it's always been transgender nation. So did they lure the Federal Reserve transgenders on there? I'm guessing everybody's been a transgender since the beginning of time. So did they lure the transgenders onto the Titanic and then they, you know, took the prominent free Martin Masons off of there? I don't know. Martin Rothschild's wife got off of the Titanic with a fucking Pomeranian, and then nobody seems to be able to fucking figure out that if it was actually a woman in the correct body, she could not have given birth to Rothschild sperm children because the sperm was in the ocean with her husband. But his name was Martin. And then you got Free Martins and Freemasons. Everything is a fucking lie in history. You guys want to send me stories and talk to me about stuff, you have to talk to me about the fact that everything is a fucking lie. ICE shit out in the streets, all the movies that you're watching about ICE is to scare you into keep getting birth certificates. Did you fucking know that? Did you know that the point of the cartel is very literally, some of us have documents and some of us don't, because people like to tell and put 5K1s. It's a contract 5K1 KKK situation again. So you're going to be an Indian getting indicted. You're going to be indigenous when you get there. You're going to wear Indian colors of green, white, and orange. So indigenous, indicted, indigent when they get there, wearing the colors of green, white, and orange in prison and getting hung in front of a jury of Freemasons, 12 of them. It seems like we're still getting hung out in the city in front of everybody. Okay, it seems like that's still going on. And then, do you like mind games? It's like, I don't like to be mind fucked. I like to do the mind fucking, so I'm trying to run the psyop. So if you're still having problems, I'm going to start doing some personal shopping for people and stuff like that and putting together lists of what you're allowed to eat and drink. Because when I go shopping, if I find something I like, I buy 100 of them. So the garage is very full. I'm just going to start shipping out all the stuff that I use and doing some personal shopping for people because I don't know how else to get you guys cured, okay? I don't know what else to do other than to just take it all on and fucking run it for you. I'll do it. I don't care. I like to be a mother. I like to be bossy. I like to run businesses. So Riki Wilchins, the dogs are crashing out. Just ignore that shit. It's the government literally puts out high-pitched noises when I start filming so that the dogs will bark. I deal with it every fucking day. So basically, I like to point out that I think Riki Wilchins really fucked the game up for Transgender Nation, but she helped me figure things out because she is what they would look like if they didn't go through the hybrid transformation, and that's literally what they call themselves, as androgynous humans. And when she woke up in 1995 and said, "Fuck you, bitch. I did not choose to be part of Transgender Nation science experiment. You chose this life for me. I want to be called transgender non-binary." And I think that that's what alerted the world that something is different here. You see what I'm saying? Does that make the most sense to you, to where we had to start respecting the words LGBTQ and we had to start respect? This is a fucking Jew from Israel, okay? So something is not quite right with whatever you guys think is going on. And it's not Jewish things, okay? I also make these shirts. I'm going to go ahead and take these arrowheads back since my mother is Munsee Native American, the mother of all tribes. It seems like they shouldn't have the arrowhead because they're not Native Americans. So basically, and they're clones. So basically, Holocaust Memorial Day, Nazi persecution of gay men. So they are persecuting Jesuits in this picture, is the movie that I'm watching. Okay, so it was not legal to do this at some time, or they were trying to unalive Transgender Nation. So Transgender Nation took a fucking turn and got ahead of us because they got into the FBI and made marijuana illegal. Do you guys think that maybe you should order the gummies that I try to tell you about, or the RSO, all the time, since marijuana has been spelled incorrectly so that you can't free yourselves from federal prison for going to prison over something they tried to patent, which if you have our blood type, you can't get rid of cancer without eating this plant. So it's like they tried to patent its nature, and then when it didn't work out that well, livestock was eating this until 1970. This is the stuff you need to pay attention to. This is where you have to start understanding that you need to put this plant in your life on outa.online. If you don't want to use my website, fucking find another farm bill situation, order the RSO, and fucking heal yourself. This is ridiculous. It wasn't conducive to mind control, MK Ultra. That doesn't piss you off? That's how all of my memory came back. That's how my ancestors started speaking to me. That's how I'm brilliant, is because I'm not whatever they were putting in my food and stuff, I'm off of it. So if you need help, I can personally help you. So this has been going on since the beginning of time. That's JD Vance, and that's Erica Kirk. That's a fucking man. So this is Shanna Mokler, and that is a pregnant man. Okay, so any female is going to be able to tell you that that's just not how we are built at all. So that's not how we look pregnant. That's not the right location for the baby to be or anything. You're looking at very much so that. I'm tired of reading this. I'll leave it here.